guys, how you doing? How's it going today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing a very exciting inventory of my collection. And if you've been around, this is just numbers, okay? This is just numbers. We're going to talk some numbers about the products in my collection. I do hope that that sounds like something that you're interested in. This is one of my favorite videos of the year, and I've only been doing this for, I think this is my third yearly inventory, so I'm so excited to talk to you guys about the numbers. I hope that you all are also excited about hearing the numbers. Hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things colorful, high-end beauty and self-care. I also work as a district leader for Ulta Beauty and love to bring you the education pieces that I get in my position at Ulta Beauty. And so here on this channel, we do a lot of reviews. We do a lot of hauls. We do a lot of declutters and well, not a lot of declutters. I really need to declutter more. And a lot of just all the things makeup chit chat. I love to talk about makeup and beauty, and nobody here likes listening to me talk except for you people. So I pick you. You people are my people, and that is why I am here. I hope that you're in for it, and I hope that you find that my channel brings you as much solace to your soul as it does mine, and that you love it so much that you choose to subscribe. My YouTube fam is the best YouTube fam, and we would love to welcome you in. Please leave me a comment down below if you do that. I would love to welcome you personally, but with that being said, let's roll into this inventory. Alrighty, hi. So, just a little preface, I started doing makeup inventories. At that point, I had been on YouTube for about 2 years. It's been about 4.5 at this point. And I was really starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed with my collection, really wanted to know where I could bring things in, really wanted to know what I should look at decluttering. Really didn't know my whole entire makeup aesthetic yet, but really just wanted to know what was in my collection. And boy, howdy. I had a doozy of a collection at that point. The first one that I have written down is 2020. And I remember doing this inventory and thinking, wow, that's a lot of damn products. Like, what are you doing, girl? I had 769 products in my 2020 inventory and thought, man, that is so much. Like, you need to do some declutters. You need to get some of this stuff out of here. You need to use your stuff. I then, really started linking into my project panning a little bit, being a little bit more serious about it. And I didn't do a mid-year. Last year, I did my 2021 makeup inventory and I had 1,061 items. So I had brought almost 300 items into my collection in 1 year. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, because I work for Ulta Beauty, I do get a lot of gratis. I do believe that that was my first year. 2020 was the first year that I, maybe second year that I had received, a lot of gratis. And a lot of things that I'm bringing into my collection are totally free to me. So while I don't get PR and I'm not a big makeup guru that's getting all these packages all the time from makeup companies, I do get stuff all the time into my makeup collection from the brands that we carry at Ulta Beauty. And we have a conference every single year where we have a brand expo and we go and we get gratis during that time too. Comes with education. I'm really grateful, thankful, and blessed by my position in the beauty industry, specifically knowing that this is, what soothes my soul. But that's a lot of the reason why those 300 products came into my collection in 2021. In 2021, I did do a mid-year review as well, and in the middle of 2021, so in the middle of last year, and I think that this came around July timeframe, I had 1,234 products. So almost an additional 200 products on top of what I had already counted into my collection in January. And I was like, man, this is too much. This is almost double what you had a year ago. You need to freaking figure your life out, Donna. You need to figure this out. So I collectively in June this year completed an inventory on my computer. So here sitting in front of me, I have my MacBook and I have my paper inventory as well to walk you guys through all the products in my inventory. Again, just numbers. If I can get screenshots of my inventory sheets, I will put them in, but my inventory sheets are not small. It's not just about the numbers on my inventory sheets. I'll put in a snippet here. It's about the product so I've got it all categorized, right? In not only sheets down at the bottom, but also within the sheets as to what portion of, say, lips this product belongs into. Like, does it belong into a bullet lipstick, a liquid lipstick, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I have in that spreadsheet, I have the brand, the product, which includes the color, if it's a colored product, and then whether it's new to me, whether, you know, and when I brought it in new to my collection, whether it was gratis, whether I purchased it. That way I can start keeping track of that stuff, because I don't know if you all know this, but from a gratis perspective, I can't sell those items. Like, if I get it in gratis, I can then not decide I don't want it and put it on my Poshmark. So I have to keep track of all that stuff, because those items can't go to anybody else unless it's as a gift with education attached to it. When I do giveaways, like 90% of everything that I put into a giveaway has been either gifted to me from my mother, gifted to me from my aunt, or I've purchased it through subscription boxing or whatever it is. Everything that I pay for that I feel like putting on Poshmark, that I feel could sell for $1, I do put it on to Poshmark. But for the most part, my decluttered makeup goes to my sisters and my daughters. So I don't typically resell my stuff anyways, but I need to know that for purposes of, you know, whether I'm going to resell it or not. So that does belong in my spreadsheet. And then I also have a section in there in that same spot that tells me whether it's a brand new in box item, whether I've used it, whether it's sealed, whether it's in my collection and just never gets any use, or whether it's in my backup drawers. So everything in this inventory includes things in my backup drawers. It includes all things cosmetic construction, right? So it doesn't include hair care. It doesn't include scents. It doesn't include skincare. It doesn't include anything in my giveaway drawers, because I don't consider those part of my collection, because they'll never get use as far as my collection goes. It doesn't include samples, and it doesn't include body care. It won't include any of those things, and I do have it categorized into 8 different sections. So I do believe that all of the sections that I have listed in this inventory are the same sections that I had in last inventory. I tried to make my spreadsheet coexist with the inventory that I did track last year, because I felt like that was my most successful inventory and my most successful way of tracking it. In last year's inventory, I had a slot for glitters, like eye product glitters and eye product pigments. I did combine those two because I work with them very much in the same way. So I did combine that into one subcategory. So let's start with lips. Lips would be the first category in my inventory. And for lips, I had 63 bullet lipsticks. I had 59 lip liners. I have 39 balms or treatments or scrubs. I kind of put those into the same category. I had 32 liquid lipsticks, 1 lip palette. I had 92 lip gloss oils, and I have 23 lip crayons or stains. I don't know why I have lip crayon and stain in the same category, honestly. I think a stain reminds me a lot more of a liquid lipstick. The only reason I can think of that I put that in that category is because I really do like lip crayons and lip stains, but I really can't stand liquid lipsticks. So that's the only reason why I can think of that I put those in the same category. Because ultimately I see that category maybe stagnant or growing versus depleting, which is where I see my liquid lipstick category going. With that said, last year I had a total of, in all those categories, 302 products. And this year I had a total of 309. So I'm really happy that that didn't grow by a whole lot. I mean, that's only 7 new products in my collection. But when I look at it from, you know, a standpoint of my spreadsheet, my calculations, and what's going on, last year I had 64 liquid lipsticks, and I cut that in half. I did a lipstick declutter. I did a lip declutter earlier this year, and a good portion of what went into that declutter was liquid lipsticks. Liquid lipsticks, they go bad really, really quickly. So you have to pay particular attention to them. And if any of them smell off or had a really weird like consistency to their formula, I just toss them. I also tossed them if they were just not a color I was ever going to wear. So a lot of the reason why that didn't see a lot of growth is because I did a lip declutter. So last year, my bullet lipsticks grew by 4. For those of you not new, lips is not my favorite avenue in my makeup collection. As a matter of fact, I've got a gloss on today. That's about as good as it gets here. My liners actually went down. I had 67 at the beginning of last year, and I have 59 this year, so they went down by 8. I want to say that a lot of that is from use, but I think I only used up 2 lip liners. Lip liners last a long time unless you're very stagnant on making sure that you utilize them. The rest were probably part of that declutter. I had 19 balms or treatments, and this year I have 39. So that's where a lot of the growth came in. And, you know, my youngest daughter suffers from horribly chapped lips during this time, most of the time. So I do keep an awful lot of balms and treatments in my stash so that she has something to go to when she gets her chapped lip problems. She always has a chapstick or a balm in her pocket or in her book bag. So there's that. I mean, that probably won't see any depletion, honestly. And if it is, it's just like 1 or 2 here and there. Balms stay good for, you know, a considerable amount of time. And also she's using them and I'm using them. So there's that. I do know that I did purchase a couple of Laneige items. I also purchased a couple of the Benefit, you know, California Kissin' Balms and a couple Pat McGrath ones. So I did purchase quite a bit, but I also received quite a bit. I had 2 lip palettes last year. I have 1 currently. So I did get rid of one of those palettes in that declutter. I had 66 lip glosses. I currently have 92. This is where I struggle with I love lip gloss. And then for lip crayons or stains, I had 25 last year and I have 23 this year. So again, the depletion really came from that liquid lip category, and it wasn't more depleted on the whole category end because I did also bring in quite a bit of lip glosses and quite a bit of balms, which are 2 categories in my collection of lip products that just I see a lot of use in. I'm really pretty proud of that number. For brows, I have 10 gel brow products. I have 11 pens or pencils. I have 1 brow conditioner, 1 brow highlight, and 10 brow pomades. I don't typically use a brow pomade, but the reason why this category is as big as it is because I brought in all the KVD Super Brows, and they're considered brow products as in terms of my inventory, but I use them more as an eyeliner product, to be honest. But there are 10 of those, and that grew by 3. Everywhere else here, my gels grew by 1. That was all gratis. My pens and pencils did not grow at all, but they also didn't deplete. They were 11. They are still 11. My conditioner and my highlighter, I still have the same brow conditioner and the same brow highlighter that I had last year. I don't think I've used either one of them one time. So this might be a portion of my inventory that I really think about decluttering in a future declutter of brow products, because when I think back to my inventory last year, I think I also said the same thing. I've used them like maybe once or twice. This year, I don't think I've even used them that. I had 29 brow products in 2021 and I have 33 currently. So this only grew by 4 products. Again, pretty proud of that number. For base, in base, I have primer, foundation, concealer, corrector, powder, and spray. So for primer, I have 18 currently and I had 20 in 2021. For foundation, I had 20 in 2021 and I currently have 20. I did do a declutter on these categories as well, so I'll link that up in the cards as well. I had 15 concealers. I still have 15 concealers. Concealer isn't something that I wear, so this could be a portion of my collection that I really should look harder at than what I have in the past in terms of decluttering, because I think the 15 that I have were the 15 that I had last year at this time too. Some of them are not open, but if they're not open and I had them a year ago, then I probably should get rid of them while they're still good to use. I had 4 correctors in 2021 and I currently have 3. I did use up 1 corrector. Stroke of Light by Bare Minerals. I just panned that product in my project pan. Powders. I have 15. I had 16 last year. Again, this is an area of my collection that doesn't see a whole lot of use, and I really need to negotiate a little bit harder with myself on what products I'm going to keep. Those 15 powders I still have in my collection. They are rolling forward from last year's collection, and the only reason why I've got 1 that is no longer in there is because I recently had an Hourglass product in my project pan that was just a sample size Hourglass Veil powder, and I decluttered it. Facial spray, I had 9 in 2021 and I currently have 11. I have not purchased another facial spray for my collection in I don't know how long. Everything that I'm getting into my collection is from Ipsy or from Gratis. Now, I know that I had, I think, 5 empty ones in my year of empties. Last year I had 84 products in this category, and this year I have 90. So again, only +6, and I'm pretty proud of that number. So for the face category, I do have all of like the blushes, the contours, the, you know, those kind of products. So for blush, I have 69 blushes, and last year I had 42. For bronzer, this is a category last year when I did my mid-year. I was like, I think I could stand to grow a little bit in my bronzer category. I don't have very much. I currently have 30. The mid-year I had 19. At the beginning of 2020, I had 18. I have almost doubled my bronzer collection. And I have to be honest, I don't even know where it all came from. Yes, I've purchased a couple, but I think I got a few in Ipsy as well, because I don't think I've purchased 12 bronzers. I just don't think I have. I know that I've purchased a few, but I don't think I've purchased 12. So there's that. For contours, now for contour, I have not only just my single contour products, but also the contour palettes, because they have multiple items in them that all lend to contour. So for contour, I do have 10 of those items currently, and last year when we did inventory, I had 9. So I think the one that I brought in since last year's inventory was my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star that I got in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. Highlights. Oh God, you guys. I am ashamed. I am ashamed. I have 105 highlighters. This is just single or dual pan highlighters. 105. I had 84 last year. I have brought in 20 new highlighters. 21 new highlighters into my collection. I need to pan some of these, but you can't. Like, they last forever. I need to declutter some of them, but I can't because they are where my heart is. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yes, I brought in 21 new highlighters. Brought in 27 new blushes. I brought in 12 new bronzers. I brought in 21 new highlights. Blush palettes. So from a palette perspective, this is 3 or more. And because I'm calling it blush palettes, it's just blush in these palettes. So for blush palettes, I do have 10 and I had 14 last year. So I'm really excited about that. For highlighting palettes, again, 3 or more, just highlight. I have 14 and I had 15 last year. I don't know what happened to that other one. I don't. For face palettes, this is 3 or more products of varying degrees. So either it's blush and bronzer, it's bronzer and highlight, it's blush, bronzer, highlight, but it's 3 products to make it a palette, and all of those products are differing to some degree. So for face palettes, I had 26 last year and I have 23 this year. I do know that I decluttered at least one. I don't know what happened to the other 2. So I had 208 face products last year, and this year I have 261. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I just, like, why? Why do I need that much? Long story short, I just don't. I just don't. Lashes only have two subcategories. We have primer and we have mascara. Now, I don't include my fake lashes because I never use them. So they sit in a drawer over there and I never use them. And I don't really, it's not an area I go ham on either because I don't use them. So everything in that drawer was given to me in some way, shape, or form by my mother, by Ipsy. For mascara, I have 39. I had 22 last year. I haven't bought one mascara. Not one mascara. I have some really amazing business partners. Really amazing business partners. I have mascara for now until the day I die. Even if I got rid of a mascara every 3 months, which you're supposed to do, I don't think I would go through 39 in the next 400 years. Last year, I also emptied, I think 18 and still ended up with 22. This year, I think I have in my year of empties, maybe 7. So I didn't do really great at making sure that I got rid of my mascaras every 3 months, but I did what I did and ended with 39 mascaras. For primers and serums, I did buy one lash primer. I bought the Lancome Seals Booster. And that is in my backup drawers because I've currently got one that is open. But for primer and serum, I do have 5 of those, and last year I had 4. So that only grew by 1, and it's the one that I purchased. Total for the category of lashes, I have 44 items, and last year I had 26. And now we get into eyes. So eyes is also a giant category for me because my favorite part of doing my makeup is the eyeshadow application. I love being super creative with my eyeshadow. I love really, playing with color and playing with textures and playing with different kinds of avenues of eyeshadow. So I do have several different subsections in the eyes category. I have liquid liner, eye pencil, liner pot, eye primer, shadow stick, liquid and cream shadows, glitter pigments, and then of course I have my singles, which is the main category within the eyes category. And then I also have palettes. So let's start with first liners. For the liner category, I have 31 and I had 30. Again, I don't buy eyeliner. I get all of my eyeliners through gratis or through my subscription boxes. I've never bought liner. If I want a colored one, I will absolutely buy those. I have bought those. I bought the ColourPop liquid liners that are different colors. I haven't bought one in so long. So eye pencils, I had 39 last year. I have 38 this year. So really excited about that. And that does come from use. I think I panned 3 eyeliners last year. That means I brought one in somehow and I don't know how. Liner pot. So these are eyeliners that are in a pot that you use a brush with, and I didn't include my KVD Super Brow in this because that is in my brow products. But I have 2 other eyeliner pots. One of them I've had since the beginning of my channel. Honestly, it came to me through BoxyCharm and it's probably bad, but I used to keep it around because I had it on my vanity table and it was like a decoration piece on my vanity table. It's by Pretty Vulgar and it's beautiful. It looks like an inkwell. Isn't this cute? It no longer sits up there and I don't use it. So I don't know why I hold on to it. The other one is by Suva Beauty and it's a water activated one. So it's not waterproof. So I don't know why I hold on to it because I probably will never use it. So again, probably a section of my collection that I could look hard at for decluttering purposes. Eye primers, I have 9 this year and I had 9 last year. Now I use eye primer, but eye primer is one of those things that takes you forever to use. Shadow sticks are like the Laura Mercier shadow stick, the NYX jumbo crayons, those kind of things. I had 13 this year and I had 12 last year. I think the new one came in through a beauty box. Liquid or cream shadows. I had 25 last year and I have 28 this year. This is actually kind of a disappointing product for me because this is also one of those kind of products that I don't really use. And I know that I've decluttered quite a few through my Shop My Stash series because I've been trying to get more familiar with the products in my collection, right? So I try and bring in a little bit of everything. And I've been trying really hard to put in 2 cream or glitter, you know, cream or liquid shadows into my Shop My Stash every single rotation. And I've decluttered a lot of Stila glitter and glows through that process because they just dry up super fast. I haven't used them in forever, and they've been in my collection for forever. So the fact that I had 25 and I now have 3 more than that at 28, and I know that I've decluttered some, means that I have purchased quite a few, and I never use this product. So why have I been purchasing liquid shadows? Oh. So then we also have glitters and pigments. I had 28 glitter or pigment eyeshadows last year, and I have 30 currently this year. And I think the reason why I have 2 more is because I bought a Hello Kitty collection from ColourPop, and it included 4 glitters in a box as part of the collection. However, this is not a product I will ever use. I bought it because I collect Hello Kitty. So I really need to think about what that looks like for my collection pieces, and does it need to live in this, or can it live in my Hello Kitty corner in my room? But currently it is a part of my regular makeup collection. That's where it lives. So that's what got counted. So I think that that's the biggest reason why I have gotten rid of several glitters this year. So single shadows. This year I separated it into contained single shadows and magnetic single shadows. So what lives in a magnetic palette and what lives on its own container in the top drawer of my makeup stash. Last year I didn't separate them. So I'll give you the numbers this year for contained versus magnetic, and then the whole number versus what I had whole number last year. This year I have 31 contained, which means up here in this drawer, there are 31 single eyeshadows that are in their own container. And then I have 126 single eyeshadows in a magnetic palette. So I have 3 magnetic palettes that my single eyeshadows go into. And in my spreadsheet, I have it mapped out as to which magnetic palette that they're in, so that I know where each one of these shadows is. So that is a total of 157 single eyeshadows that I never pull for, mind you. And last year I had 119. So this grew by almost 40. I do know that this year I was able to get my grubby little paws onto the Clionadh shadows that I have longed for so long. So I did purchase 17 Clionadh shadows and then got one also as a free gift with purchase. So I have 18 new shadows just from that purchase alone, but the rest of them I cannot fathom where they came from. I think that they have to be from the contained ones, because I have received quite a few actually in like Ipsy boxes, and I just canceled my Ipsy services altogether within this last 6 months. That's just crazy sauce to me that there's almost 40 additional products. The last category, the problem child for me, is palettes. You guys had to have seen this coming, right? So I have had several brand new palettes come into my life over this last year. And I think that I'm getting a lot smarter with my palette selection, what is coming to my life by choice and what isn't coming into what is coming into my life by not choice, i.e. gratis subscription boxes, etc. And I'm making better buying decisions when it comes to palettes. And then I'm also, I think, making better decisions about the palettes that are coming to me via subscription boxes or gratis. However, last year I had 140 palettes in my collection, and this year I have 199. And 59 of those are new to me this year. How in the hell did I get 50 new eyeshadow palettes in my collection this year? Now, I know that I like me an eyeshadow palette, and I know that when I do a haul, there's typically some eyeshadow palettes in there. But I don't think I ever in a billion years thought that I purchased almost 60 brand new palettes this year. Like when I'm thinking about it, like I'm like, what the hell? What 60 eyeshadow palettes did I purchase this year? Like if you know, you tell me. Yes, I've purchased quite a few, but 60, I had no idea I purchased 60. With that said, there's a lot of sections in this inventory that I didn't get around to decluttering last year. And last year, before doing inventory for the beginning of the year, I had decluttered every single section of my collection. This year, the only sections that I have decluttered are my lips and my base. So I know that there's a lot that I can declutter, and I am looking forward to getting some of these numbers down. I am really actually decently pleased with what's gone on in my collection this year. So last year, 2020, I started with 769 items in 2020. And in 2021, at the beginning of the year, I did my next inventory and had increased my amount of items by almost 300. And then halfway through the year last year, I had increased my amount of numbers by another almost 200. So between the end or the beginning of 2020 and the middle of 2021, I had increased my makeup collection by 500 items, which is crazy sauce to me. But since the beginning of 2021 to today, I have 1,244 items in my collection, and I had 1,061. So I have increased my makeup collection by less than 200 items. Not much less than 200 items, but less than 200 items, which is good. But since the middle of the year, I have only increased my number of items by 10. I am so excited. I'm so excited about that. So when I look at the future, I look at a spoiler no buy that I'll be participating in this year. And spoiler hard set project pan that I'll be participating in this year, and maybe more projects than just the one project pan. And I'm hoping that even with gratis, and even with, I canceled my subscription boxes, so even with gratis and even with gifts, I'm hoping that my collection does not exceed 1,300 items. Honestly, I don't want to bring any more than 50 items into my collection for 2022. I'm looking at next to nothing bringing in because we have seen like a lot of growth in my collection. I have almost doubled my collection in 2 whole years, so... So now that that's off my weight off of my shoulders, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you loved listening to the numbers. Let me know if you think that's outlandish. Like, I know that there are people out there that have a much bigger collection than I do. I also know that there are people out there that just don't. I also know that regardless of whether I'm spending the money or not, I am consistently bringing new product into my collection. So let me know how you feel about the numbers and what you think. I would be interested to hear your thoughts for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you geek out over numbers as much as I geek out over numbers. I would be interested to hear what your numbers are. So if you have a video out there, please let me know because I'm nosy and I like watching them. Haley O has a really, I love her inventory videos because she's one that has a makeup collection that's so much larger than mine, so I will link hers down in the description box for you. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. I also hope that you enjoyed me enough that you're considering subscribing before you go. I do upload content multiple times a week, so make sure that you hit that notification bell down there. If you do subscribe, I would hate for you to miss anything. I hope that 2021 is treating you all kindly and that you and yours are safe and well and staying healthy in this crazy chaotic world that we're living in right now. I also hope that you are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.